Okay, I've now hit start recording.
Heather laughed at that.
Thank you, Heather. Howdy, everybody. My name is Grant, and I'm here with Nick.
Hello.
And Noah.
The guy who didn't go to the YCS.
Returning special guest co-star Sam.
Hello.
And Rico.
Brandon Best Deck.
Yeah, sure.
Co-stars.
Well, they're on. They're the co for the day.
Okay.
So this episode is essentially just YCS Richmond / Dortmund / Guadalajara. We're just going to be talking about our experience at YCS Richmond because that's where we went, and then we'll very quickly, because it's not two different results between each YCS. We'll just go over the results of all three of them just to see what's doing well and such.
If we have time, we might need to pick the brains of three. Oh, I won't spoil it, I guess.
Oh yeah. All right. Do you wanna, Nick? You wanna kick us off?
Yeah, we can. So, for the 300th YCS, I spent a lot of time going into the tank on what the deck to take to the event. I tested probably going into the event the top three decks that were expected to do well, which is Brand Riggertail, Rain Typhoon, and Vengeful Canine. Spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, and for the last 2 weeks prior to the event, I just jammed a shit ton of games with Vengeful Canine. Crazy. And that's the deck I took. So, deck was pretty good.
Whoa.
Who could have guessed? So overall, it was not too bad. I made day 2 with the deck and lost the last round to Winded for top 64 against Cam Neal. Great game. Shout out to that man. But generally, the deck felt fine. The only thing I did different compared to a lot of other players at the event is I opted to not play Naroi or Skuldred in my list anywhere. People prior to the weekend of the 300th had been doing so, and I felt like that was the move because I thought in every scenario I drew Naroi, plus any Vanquishable normal summon, I never won the normal summon Naroi. And I thought that take was correct, especially with the fact that a ton of people are main decking 3 to 6 Charmies, and Naroi is the worst card until most of those. So, my overall experience was I ended X5 with VIP, so in reality, I only played 13 rounds and went X5. So, in reality, the deck itself maybe was not the best performing comparative to other people, but those first 2 rounds are normally pretty free, generally speaking, which has meant I got to kind of chill out. But I don't know, my matchup spread wasn't anything outlandish for the event. I played against I think it was 1 plain Radiant Typhoon, 2 Dragatail, 1 being the Magician's variant, 1 being the Branded variant. I played against the Memento player who got 3rd overall at the event. I played against a Malice, a Rain Typhoon Yummy. I played the Mirror Match. I played against Fiendsmith Elvenote. I played against the Kamal list by Ruben, which was Try, Rain Typhoon Yummy. Then I played against another Branded Dragatail, another Memento, which was the buddy of the guy who got 3rd, which is very funny. And then I played against a Lunalight player. So overall, I kind of hit every deck in the metagame. I was kind of surprised I didn't play that many duplicates. In reality, I only played 2 Dracotail branded, and then everything else were one-ofs, outside of Memento. But
oh, man.
It was kind of an interesting setup overall. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I felt like the event went well. But yeah, I don't have anything crazy to add. I think most of the deck decisions I made were pretty sound. I played Release Restraint for the quick play of choice compared to Force Release, which everyone had played for the last 8 months of VSK9, because the card was really good in the Radiant Typhoon specifically. Because if they try the MST during draw phase, you just chain and you make the new Ripper Rake 9, and then she'll black MST and then force them at the play into your Masquerade, which that deck doesn't want to do. But if you force them into it, they don't really get a choice. So.
Mm-hmm. You weren't missing Saryuja at all? You found Raisin enough?
There were games where I had to play pure K9 without VS cards, and those games were not great, but they were very far and few between. I only had 2 games in those scenarios where it happened, so I wasn't too mad that it happened. In those game states, Nora would have been very good, but again, we're talking variance there. I'm not too upset by it.
Over 15 rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Any big changes you'd make post Noah, since you literally got the whole field?
I probably should play Naroi. I really don't want to.
That's
it just sucks because I ended up playing Chaotic Elba in my main deck, which a lot of people for VS Canon had opted to do. But looking back at the field, it was probably just correct to play more monsters in those slots instead. Just play more starters or cards that are equivalently like good, like Naroi and maybe the second Lantern. I just don't want to play 2 Lantern. That card feels so bad if you draw it together with itself. So, but again, it's just the easiest side out target. So maybe that's correct. It's really hard to judge because like I felt like I was winning a lot of games because I wasn't drawing those crappy hands, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
All right.
I don't know. Is there anything else I can help clarify? No, as someone who like didn't go to the event, but
Yeah,
like
as the guy who wasn't there, how'd the side feel since you hit everything? I feel like it's kind of difficult to decide for like the wider formats. So like, did you feel like you were adequately prepared? I feel like I don't know. At least
I felt like I was very
VSK9s.
I was very compared to I felt like compared to a lot of other individuals because my sideboard I opted to play cards like Nib in my sideboard, which a lot of people had opted to not do. It felt like if you looked at the majority of the list, no one had played Nib. But I felt like the stance of taking a card like Nib out of the board or out of the list anywhere was just saying that decks like Yummy or Canine decks just aren't going to be running around, which wasn't the case. I knew that going in, and like if you disrespect those decks, they just kind of walk over you. So playing cards
Yeah.
like that, I also kept Droll somewhere on my list just for those that kind of stuff. So,
All right.
but yeah, nothing too crazy. I don't know. It's hard to really say much off of this list. Again, VSK9 has been playing for like last 8 months. Nothing has really super changed. Brazen Sticker Soul being back is amazing though. Like those cards are truly like game changers for this deck. So
Did you ever turn 0 like Holly Sue anyone into like turn 0 Caesar or anything crazy like that?
I got to do turn 0 Holly Sue once, and it was for Earth Dark to take an Albad to deny them to make the Synchro. That's the best I got.
I mean, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad. I did not Dragotail stuff and then died to branded cards because they ended up Mirror Jade, Fallen to Virtuous, and Dragon's Mind. It doesn't really matter.
Brand
Oh, that's
best deck,
pretty
baby.
good. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
say
it's kinda
that's a pretty
hard.
good one.
Yeah. But no, Shifter was great. If you can play Shifter.
Oh my god. No. Next.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for Nick's list. We'll move on to Sam here.
Yeah, I'll run through my matchups real quick. Round 1, I lost to Magistus branded Dracotel. Round 2, I beat Vanquish Soul. Round 3, I lost to Malice. Round 4, I played against Stun and I won.
Let's go.
Round 5, I played against Vanquish Soul again and I won. Round 6, I played against regular Dracotel branded and I won. Round 7, I played against Mitsurugi Radiant Typhoon and I won. Round 8, I played against another Magistus branded Dracotel and I won. And then round 9, I played against Mitsu and I won. That was it for day 1, so I finished 7-2 on day 1.
Coming up from the gutters, yeah.
Yeah, round 10, I played against Sulfur Cord Yummy, and I won. And then round 11, I played against Magistus Dracotel again, and I lost. Round 12, I played against Radiant Typhoon, and I won. Round 13, I played against Radiant Typhoon again, and I lost. And then round 14, I played against Radiant Typhoon, and I won. And then round 15, I played against Magistus Dracotel Branded again, and I lost. So overall, went
That's
X5.
crazy. Okay.
Yeah, and in preparation for this event, I did 0 testing. I was mostly working on my dissertation and playing Slay the Spire instead, so a very productive use of my time.
Yeah.
X5, it's okay, honestly. I think, I could have done better, to be honest. The list was really, really good. It was probably top 8 worthy. I had other stuff going on that I think made it difficult for me to perform to the best of my abilities. Not to make too much of an excuse, but I think the list was capable. And yeah, I think a bit of bad luck, in particular, running into 4 Magistus variants.
Yeah.
Because it seems like, from what we're seeing on the data, that the vast majority of people are opting not to play those cards. And the Dracotel matchup for Lunalight doesn't really change at all with just the Albaz stuff, to be frank. It's really just the Magistus stuff that can really tilt the matchup in the Dracotel players' favor.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to ask. I didn't think that those cards were, well, I knew they were good, but I felt like everyone kind of came to the consensus that branded cards were just better.
well, they still play the branded cards. I'm just saying those cards are quite strong, but they don't really change the function of the matchup or what makes it good for Lunalight. It's however, the Magistus cards really flip the matchup in their favor. And so I think it's a bit unlucky to play against what seems like to be the less popular variant that is much stronger into my deck. But even in those games, in reflection, I think I could have done a thing or two different that if I were to play against it in another event, I think I could give myself a better chance. But I whenever I did not play against Magistus cards, they were like free matchups, to be honest. So
Interesting. Okay. So if I come down to locals, I have to buy those. All right.
the Spinta will make your Lunalight matchup much better. That's just a fact because the Zeroa Synchro is the cleanest out to Liger Dancer that the deck has, and it makes the inboard stronger when you go first, like significantly. So it is harder to break. It makes like heavy poly not like an auto win card into your deck because you still can't attack over it, and it's you can't activate the effect of Liger Dancer under Zeroa with Iwas equipped to it. So it is definitely a problem, and that's something I might think about addressing either in the sideboard or extra deck if that variant were to become more popular. If it's not, I really don't think there's anything I need to do. My deck list was so good. There was not a single game in 15 rounds where I just looked at my hand and decided it wasn't worth playing. I broke crazy boards all day going second. And even in the games in game one where I lost as I roll and I did not win, they were very close in the sense that like if my opponent, I'm thinking of one round in particular against Radiant Typhoon where if my opponent, my hand was okay and they did the full board and I knew if my opponent messed up one time I was still going to kill him and he just played perfectly. So I don't really regret not insta scooping in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like round 13. So like I knew my opponent was good, but I think sometimes you still if it's just your opponent has to make one mistake for you to play through everything, I think it's totally reasonable to give it a shot. So
No, I agree, especially if you're without perfect hand knowledge.
But
They could just make a wrong guess on
like a wrong judgment
70,
call essentially.
30, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I have no regrets. The deck list performed extremely well. I think the deck is extremely well positioned, and I wasn't sure if it was going to perform, but it seemed like it did at most of the events. So yeah, I think I am looking forward to playing it for the rest of the format, and I think I could have, assuming I get to go to some events, I really think top four or. Honestly, I think if I were to show up like with my head in the right place, I think I could win a regionals with this deck. So
Damn, all right.
yeah.
Well, we can't wait to have you back when that happens. Once that
Yeah,
stupid
hopefully.
dissertation is done.
Yeah, absolutely. Although once the dissertation is done, it'll be a new format. So
Oh fuck.
yeah, I think I won't be playing
What's
it
even
after
the
Blazing
point?
Dominion. Yeah.
Well, we're in a new format in like what, 2 days with Maze? That's gonna go crazy.
Absolutely
There's gonna be
right.
hero
Yeah, I'll have to
everywhere.
think about the
No, yeah, tier
pumpkin
zero
matchup.
hero format. Come on, tier zero.
Yep,
Yeah.
here it is.
No, guys, I think you're underselling
What
the
what
Call of
response
the
does
Haunted
Hero have to
archetype.
heavy poly?
what?
Think.
Their own heavy poly.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Every time. Wait, what
Mhm.
is
Okay.
Heavy Poly worth playing now? Hold on.
Do you have a monster that takes 3 or more materials? That you
No,
can use
but
materials from
well,
your
I
extra deck
guess
to
if you
summon?
wanted to play Trinity, but making like raw wake up would be really funny. That could just attack like 8 times. Oh, that's so.
Can you
wait.
pay the life points for it though?
Okay, it could maybe attack 3 times
Mm-hmm.
with like 3,800. Perfect. But if it's destroyed, you get a warrior, and then you're off to the races. Okay, I'm talking about the thing that I'm doing. I should be talking about you
You're
guys.
good.
So you said deck list was perfect. You said nothing really felt like. It was just more of the preparation element, which is difficult going into a new format all
I
of
think
the
it
time.
was
Even
yeah,
more
I think
difficult when you don't have the time.
yeah, I think the deck list well first off I will say this deck is a good deck to pick if you don't have time to test.
Mhm.
You have to this isn't to say that it's like a monkey deck. I mean, if you mess up one time, you will end on nothing. And I was talking with some opponents about this. That's sort of the difference between playing Lunalight and pretty much every other deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that like if you mess up playing another deck, your end board might be weaker. If you mess up with Lunalight, you end on 0 interactions. So it is unforgiving in that sense, but
Mhm.
on the other hand, like you need to be less prepared for the other decks. You just need to know how your deck functions. So I think that in essence like was great for me. I think The only thing I wish I had done was maybe take the Magista stuff a bit more seriously. Whether that required testing or not, I'm not sure. But I think I would basically play my turns out a bit different into those variants than I did.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, that's really the only thing. And I think, I mean, that was really the difference because I played that deck so much, and that was over half my losses. I think
Yeah,
if I
that
had
is
had that correct
that is
idea, that I
crazy.
think I mean, I think top 8 was really on the table for this event if I had, yeah, basically been just a little more prepared. So it's okay. It was the first deck of the new format, and I did 0 testing, so I'm not like super mad about it. I think going if I were to play like a regional next week, I think I would be pretty locked in for that. And
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I'm really happy with the deck list though.
Okay, so since you're the first person who didn't have a positive experience, because Grant said apparently everyone hated it, what am I allowed to ask? What happened?
To me.
Just everyone. You said Nick was the only one
Oh,
with a good
Nick said he was
experience.
the only one who had fun.
Yeah. Why? Was the event that bad?
I don't think so.
I think it was okay, but I don't know. I mean, I had other stuff going on, but for me, it wasn't as fun as like Nats or other YCSs. I think part of it is the location,
Oh
but
yeah.
It was very
yeah,
funny watching.
Yeah.
It was very funny watching everybody shit on Richmond after after the event.
Oh really?
yeah,
Oh, I
and
thought
then
you meant
like
the drive. Okay, I didn't know Richmond
no,
was
I
like
flew, but then,
terrible.
and then on Sunday night, I had to like work on a postdoc application when everyone else
Oof.
was like celebrating after. So that's just a me thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fine. Like I said, and the other problem with doing good at these events is you can't do any of the other fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like I actually wanted to get like a token, and I wanted to play some side events like with another deck, and like I didn't get to do any of those things. I know it literally sounds like a rich person complaining,
No, I
Yeah.
was going to say I often
but
have
I'm
this
just like I
problem as
actually
well.
do want to do
I
some of those
just do
things.
too well to succeed that I
No,
don't get to do all the other things that I want to do.
but literally, this is a problem I think for me because it's just stupid that in Europe you can get to do all those things on Friday, so you don't feel like you miss out on the event even if you do well. But in North America, what you do is you stand in line for an hour and a half and then go back to the Airbnb afterwards. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really
It,
stupid.
it's very frustrating. Like it's really silly because I think like on in general, I think this might be the first YCS I've missed out. Like one of the very first ones we've missed out on getting a token at because like just having the like play out at like 15 full rounds, it just means there's no time. You just don't have time. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
I will say
Well, that's
outside like the
good.
main event itself was fine. I had some great retro games when I played against Chris back in the Airbnb. We had some
Yeah.
crazy crazy game setups. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well,
The
that does
format
sound like a good
itself
time.
is good for the
Mhm.
most part. At least I felt like from the perspective of the deck I'm playing, like I think format's good when you play 15 round. Like maybe it's just my deck building too, but like I said, I'm not. Format is bad when you like roll the dice and then you're going to be scooping one of the 3 matches without playing a card. And I didn't play a single game the entire tournament where I didn't play a card. Um, so like I think that's a good thing. So, I mean, from the perspective of being at the venue and playing the games, it's been one of the better events I've been
Hmm.
to. I kind of wish I could have done a little bit better, um, but that's fine. We'll move forward, and
That's
there'll be
what
more
you
events
should
hopefully.
theoretically be saying every time you walk out of an event that you don't win. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like very competitive person. I take the losses like really hard, and I mean, realistically, most of the rounds like there was like a little thing here or there. I mean, the only game. This one's a real shocking conclusion. But the only game I felt like there was no difference in what I did was against Malice. I was getting
yeah,
smoked.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in game 1 I got hand trapped 4 times, and then it was normal summon Dormouse. In game 2 I got shifted, and then I impulsed the first thing they did, and then they had like a 4 card combo. So it was like, yeah, nothing you can
yeah,
do. Yeah. Other than
yeah.
that, I
Well,
feel like
that's
there was a little
cool.
thing here or there. There was even a round against Radiant Typhoon where I think it was round 13 that I lost. And I thought because I know I told some people this, like I was really trying to play around Lava Golem, and my combo was so bad that I thought I couldn't clear no, like not that I was doing a bad thing earlier in the line. It was just that like the line I
What you
had
had
to
was
do
didn't
was
do what you wanted to do.
yeah, because I didn't have a great combo with the pieces I had. So it was very difficult to clear all my monster zones to basically what you want to do is you want to clear your monster zones so that you don't get lava golemed by that deck. But I couldn't. I thought I couldn't do it, and so I was going to plan on like SPing my 2 monsters off the board when he'd activate quick play spell and draw phase, but I couldn't play around it if he just went straight to main and lava golemed me. But on further reflection, I found a line actually that I could have cleared my monster zones and then SP'd itself before passing, and that wouldn't have won me the set because I lost game 1, but I could have gone to game 3 after that, and I just didn't see it until a day later. So
Interesting.
little things like that,
Yeah.
And then I let some people take back a couple of things that I really shouldn't have, but that's just because I wasn't locked in. I'll be frank.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name names or say anything because at the end of the day, it's my fault for letting it happen. But
Yeah,
that
but
cost
I
me
will.
a
It
couple
was
rounds too.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah. So those soured it a bit for me, but like I said, the gameplay was great. It's just wish I could have done better. But overall, good format, I would say.
All right.
All right,
Can't
Rico.
wait to bring my rogue ass deck to it. Speaking of rogue ass decks,
Huh?
Rico, is your deck ready?
Yeah, I
All right.
sent it to you.
All right.
can I see it?
Oh, I guess I can send it to you too.
Here, I'll share the
Thank
screen.
you. Sweet.
Man's been holding out on us. How could he?
Yeah.
Sorry, I've had it on
It's
Because it's the goo.
That's 40?
40.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh, you see, with these
I
new
see
cards,
more
you're
than
like
2
falling away.
non-engine. What is going on?
What is happening? Why does it do this?
Want to
I
write
wanted it to make
want
it bigger,
write
and
a
it kept
book.
popping out.
All right, so yeah, I went X5 at Richmond.
Oh, I didn't realize everyone did. Okay.
Yeah, we literally all went X5. It's kind of crazy.
Yep,
I mean,
we're all
good
like
for you.
tripleting.
That's normally when I go X5, I don't day 2, so
Yeah, I played against one Malice round 1, and that was my first loss, which
Oh,
kind
hell
of
yeah.
killed my tiebreakers. So even if I went like X4, I was at the bottom of it.
yeah.
So I probably wouldn't have squeaked in because there was probably like 8 of the ones that went X4 didn't get into like the top 64. But I played against one Malice, one K9 for hire, 2 EXO, 4 K9 VS, 4 Magistus branded Draco Tail, 2 Yummy, and 1 White Forest Elf Note, which was pretty cool. And my losses were against Malice, just kind of said no graveyard all 3 games. I was able to win game
Cool.
2. Yeah, I was able to win game 2 just because he didn't really have anything. He used he ret seed me, and then he ashed, and then impulsed, and on his turn I had I can't remember what I had, but I was able to stop his one play, which thankfully wasn't Dormouse, but then passed back on my turn and just beat over at sea, and then I said let's combo. And then game 3,
And then you had 2 more main phases after that, so I'm sure that helped.
yeah, it was kind of good. And then game 3, I Perulia'd him, and he said, "Oh, okay, set 2, passed," and I go, "Oh, well, actually, this is kind of fine, you know."
Yeah.
I draw, and I only have 1 monster, and it's Fua.
That's a good one.
I was ready for him if he was playing. I had Perulia,
Yeah.
Fua, Nib, Brendan, High Spirits, and I can't remember my last card. I think it was a double, but I go draw phase, activate High Spirits, and he changed Mistaken Rest. I go, uh-oh, that's kind of good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then he changed MTP07, and then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Because then he starts his turn by drawing his top deck fissure, so he can OTK me through the nib I had in hand.
Awesome. That
Yep.
sounded like a real game that you had there.
That's how it always is. Whenever you draw the blowout cards, they just draw 4 floodgates.
Yep.
This literally, I mean, this happened to me at Pittsburgh. I opened the best charming hand I've ever opened against Malice, and my opponent goes, set to pass.
Yep.
Every time, literally every
And
time.
then literally on my turn goes, flip MTP, flip TB11 during your end phase after getting hand trapped 3 times. And I was like, I have a card on board now. This sucks.
Yeah, I honestly kind
Yeah.
of feel like 6+ Charmies against that deck is so fake for that reason. Like they're just so comfortable doing nothing half the time because first off their deck bricks and then they just draw all the best non-engine anyway. I don't know. Why are we still talking about Malice? Why
Yeah, I was going to say, well, hopefully
Why
after
are
one
we
more
doing
ban
this?
list adjustment, we can see that deck
I
finally
can't believe
phased
there's
out
no
of the
way
format.
that deck is still here.
Wasn't it
Mouse
like
pet
this?
deck enjoys rise up.
Yeah, isn't it like the
Pet
second?
deck Malice.
Isn't it like the second most represented deck in Top Cut of the YCS?
Third. I think the third.
That's
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 too
criminal.
It
That's
got
crazy.
It's basically
better!
gonna have to be tier limit level, yeah, to get rid of it because
Mhm.
at
No,
the
they
end of the
killed
day-
tier limit faster than Malice in the TCG.
No, I'm just saying that to make the deck unplayable because
Oh yeah.
the cards that the deck plays just off the axis that like it plays on being that it doesn't use the graveyard just automatically makes it that it gets to play all the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so it just can't exist. Like it's just I've never said this about another deck, but it's just actually a mistake. Like it's just straight up a mistake.
Whoa. Yeah, I think you're right, but oh wow, that's brutal. So help
Yeah.
us after the Malice. Did you have a better day? Please tell me you had a better day.
I did. I only lost one more time, and that was round 4. So I played 5 Chummies main, and then I side 1 Perulia. Every time somebody took the Chummy challenge, I won, like no questions asked.
Mhm.
My opponent, VSK9 round 5, they did that, took the challenge, and I just kind of cracked their board.
You had a lot
Easy
of
peasy.
cards.
Yep. And then game 2, I drilled him. He's like, yeah, that's pretty good, because I think I drilled like Rhoda. And then
yeah.
I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. I'm pretty solid. And then he activates Steve Fissure, and then he passes, and I go, uh-oh,
Well,
I need to send cards to my graveyard to play right now.
yeah.
That sucks. So I pass, and then he normal summons the raise, and I don't have a response, so that's it. And then game 3, I look at my hand of Brandon in red, Brandon in white, High Spirits, Retribution, and Mercurier. I was like, uh-oh, this does nothing. And no, it wasn't Mercurier. It was I think Dragon's Mind.
FNB. I think it was
Good
when
one.
No, because I literally didn't have any playable or any interaction. And then I go, oh, okay. Hopefully he doesn't have anything. Pass, and then he normal summons raise, and I go, okay. And watch him just full combo and then kill me.
That man should not have come home. Grant, take back.
No,
I know.
No. You
This
guys
is my
don't
fault.
understand this. Listen, if you remove Shifter and Dify, the neck's cool. Neck's cool.
It's cool, I
Sure.
promise. You know, when I have to discard for hand size at the end of my turn, it's because my deck is cool. It's mid-range, by the
And
way.
we literally joked about that, and then my next round opponent actually discarded for hand size.
No, Nick does it all the time.
Crazy.
No.
Listen, I discard Charmies during my end phase a lot. I won't lie.
That's
He discarded the
crazy.
Vanquish Soul name.
I think it was even better then.
Yeah. No, he
Yeah.
added a card back to hand in end phase to go to 7, and then I told him, you have 7 cards in hand. I was like, oh, I guess I'll just discard 1. A very punishing deck, by the way.
Yeah. Skill expressive.
I had
I think
4
when you
games
get
where
the gummy
somebody
game
had to
states, the deck is
discard for hand size.
if you get into the gummy game states, the deck you will lose games if you do not know what you're doing. Like genuinely.
Yeah,
the
but like
gummy
most of
game
the time, you'll
states,
just
like,
win games.
Dify's up, Shifter's already passed.
I don't. You guys act like the gummy game states don't have it. I got to do a lot of gummy game states playing the deck, so
Didn't draw Dify enough, I guess.
I didn't play Dify.
What? Wait, I was looking at. Well, I actually wasn't looking at your list. Grant, why didn't you send me his list?
Hold on, I'll put
Nick,
it on
why were
screen.
you not playing Dify?
I didn't play Dify because I felt like as a going first card, Dify only hit Draco Tail. Like that wasn't good enough. I just played the hand flips that were good in the matchup, and you side those in going first.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, to get back to the cool deck, Rico. 40.
Yeah.
Speak on that.
Fallen of White is a really good card, and you just kind of want to see it at all times.
So
Yeah.
Brandon has finally hit the point where you just got to cut the cards from 2021.
I used to play Mercurier and High Spirits and White.
Yeah, but
Born
I'm
in
not
Red
seeing ad
was
libitum here.
yeah. The only Despia cards I'm playing are just Quem and Aluber because Aluber gets me High Spirits, which is Fallen of White.
Yeah. Interesting. So that's just the way the deck goes now?
You can still play like the bigger engine one, but you're just not seeing like your best card as often, and you just kind of want to see like side deck cards, like Super Poly and stuff like that. I was main decking it, but you can side it too. But you just kind of want to see all those cards because once you see them, like you get so much value off of each individual card that they like combo with each other essentially. So like if they stop you on your Fallen of White Dragon or Albaz or anything like that, you can like then Cartesia summon it and then you get to start fusing, or you can even just do a synchro play without uh, going through the Fallen of White.
Interesting. Okay.
I did
Any
play
big changes
Branded in
that you see?
Red.
Like,
Yes.
oh,
Branded
I
in Red,
see.
that card is not good.
That seems like the most
Yeah.
stingable card I've ever seen.
Yeah. Most of the time they're hitting the fusions in the
duh,
graveyard.
yeah.
Because I'm like baiting out. I'm going to Chaos Star Source
Yeah,
to
yep.
to pop 2 and then try to keep my stuff in the graveyard because then I'll just play in the end phase. Because like I'll just do stuff to set myself up in the main phase, and then if they all just kind of end on like a weakish board or like maybe beat over one thing, they leave like Lucius, and then I'll just say like end of main. Sometimes I like bait out that I'm going to battle phase so they can't use the Fimena, and then I just play like 10 cards during the end phase, break their board, get rid of the traps, or if they set any spells, then I'll just get rid of those too.
Yeah.
But Bring in Red, it with my extra deck, it is kind of not the greatest. There was a few times where I wanted Guardian Chimera, but it
Like it is the branded extra deck, yeah.
Yeah, realistically, I don't want to play the Guardian Chimera, even though it did come up a few times. It would just have been better if Red was just a different card. Because I don't think I ever resolved its fusion effect. I did it a few times just to add
Get a
like
little bit
Fallen
of
of
value
White
off
back
a
to my
guy, yeah.
hand. Yeah, I'll just like add Quem back, or add the White Dragon back, and then just try to like bait out something or use it to play during the end phase. Like I just never fused on my opponent's end phase, and I just added back White Dragon, which I could have searched, but I can just search something else now. But yeah, Red was definitely cuttable. Everything else felt really good.
What would you cut in the extra if, like, I wanted to play, I don't know, 45 and keep the red, for, like, make room for the Guardian Chimera? Or is the extra deck just too, like, with the Synchros and the Super Poly now, just...
You can cut like this. I don't really. You can cut like the second Dogma. I played 2, and that playing 2 was like a lifesaver. There was like at least 10 games where I actually summoned both of them.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, and I played around Nibiru against my Fur Hire Canine opponent. They took the Chummy challenge because they also had the little Rex guy that gives you draw every time your opponent draws. So he had like the full board. And then in hand he had like Ash, Bell, Nib, and Bell. But I had like a 15 card. Yeah, but I had a 15 card hand too. But I was able to play around it, and I summoned both of them. And I can't remember what I did to add back the Ecclesia, but just kind of like baited out like a nib or something. When I tried to go to battle phase, he activated the nib, and then I chained, I think it was like Super Poly or it was Super Poly. Discarded the Ecclesia and then fused like 2 of his guys and my Albaz, and then I had double Dogma that were unaffected at 35 each. And I to play around the Nibiru, I knew I had to like keep another body in hand, so I searched for Albion the Shrouded Dragon off of the High Spirits that I activated earlier, kept it in hand, and afterwards, after the nib, I just activated it, summoned itself, and that was game right there.
Damn.
But I do also really want a second Granganol. With my list, I just don't know what I wanted to cut. Everything like came up and was really, really impactful.
20 card extra deck moment.
Yeah.
Like truly.
16. I'll take 16. That sounds good. Maybe Secretarian I could cut. But that just is just really good into
It just
Draco
outs the
Tail.
Draco. It just outs the whole thing.
Yep.
Just look at it and you're like, wow, I can't even respond to that.
Yep. They go 5 minute fuse. I go, oh, Super Poly. I have my Secretarian. What do you want to fuse into?
Yep. Ugh. Brutal.
And then.
So do you feel like your
Mhm.
your technical play was, I don't know, up to snuff for the event? Obviously, you did very well, but do you feel like if you put in more hours with Branded, I know seems like an impossible statement for you, but
4 years and going strong.
yeah.
Day one, my technical play was really good. Just my losses, like even my game losses were just
Di-fi.
die-fi and then bricking. But like my actual like game losses, not match losses, I don't really think there's anything I could have done differently. Like I just drew doubles, and those were the games that I lost, going second and stuff. But day 2, I played against Pac, and he.
That guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good. He
Yeah, knowledge
Branded
track.
Fusion does.
he triple hand trapped me, and then he triple hand trapped me. No, double hand trapped me, and then I ended on like kind of a board because I had to.
Board, yes.
Yeah, because I had opening, and so I did High Spirits. He ashed that, and then I did opening. Had to discard a card, summon a Luber, and then he mournered it. And then my only other playable card was Kit, so I had to get rid of the other card in my hand. So I basically used my entire hand to make something. I didn't really know he was playing the Magistus build until like a little bit later on in that second game. Game 1, he just did full combo, and I looked at my hand. I was like,
That's pretty
good.
good.
I don't think I can play this. He has a little Secretarian. If I can't start my turn with no breakers in hand to deal with that. So, but the second game he did all that, and then he fooled me in his draw phase that he drew for turn, and then he activated Fallen of White. I was a little bit concerned about getting Albaz fusioned away, like summoning his Albaz and then activating it.
Yeah.
To like make a Mirror Jade or something, because I didn't know he was on the Magistus cards at the time. But I was also like doing some math. He had 2 cards left in hand. One of them has to be a fusion spell for him to like keep playing, and I had Retribution set. And I was like doing the math and everything. If he had the fusion spell and a Draco Tail card in hand, completely fine. I had no problem at all. And so I Retribution the Fallen of White, so he can't get Ecclesia, get more bodies on board, or even try to make Ecclesia and then Ecclesia activate Diffuse. And then he activated Branded Fusion, and I go, oh, that's kind of
a good one.
That defeats my math going on right there. And then he fused away a Spenta in hand, and that was kind of wraps from there. If it wasn't Spenta, Because then he then fusion for Abalenitus, beat over my Quem, and negated my Granganol that I had on board, so I couldn't summon summon Lulu.
Yep.
And then when he activated his set Rahu, he sent the Spenta. I was like, oh, that just kind of wraps from there. And yeah, it really was. But
So the solution was to make sure you know what top players are on before going into day 2 to check Twitter.
well, looking back at it, I should have just let him summon it, get both bodies, get the Ecclesia, and then even if he does go for the fusion, he'll have to discard a card.
And a
To get that fusion.
Lot, yeah.
Yeah, so I should have just let him do that, but
No,
he just had
somebody
like
who plays top players pretty regularly myself, I can tell you it's hard to keep your nerve in moments like that.
Yeah.
Or not even that, it's just easy to.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't Branded Fusion plus Spenta, if it was like Branded Fusion and a Draco Tail, like I would have been able to play on my turn, but because it was Spenta and Branded Fusion, I just wasn't able to get a fusion in graveyard because he just had like so many materials. Because then he goes Artemis add, so that's a third, so that's another monster in hand, so he can like fuse away with to get to the Artharion and bounce my Granganol. But if he didn't have the Spenta, he would have had to put my Granganol in the graveyard. If he decided to bounce it, his end board would have been like way, way worse, and I could have broken through it with the cards that I had in my hand, or the card that I would have had in my hand. But so that was an unfortunate misplay. Exactly.
Play better against the best player that you played against all day, probably.
Yeah. He was definitely the best player I played against.
Okay, did you ask him to get on the pod, or like, were you?
No, afterwards we were just talking about Branded.
Damn. Well, next time you play him, because I'd love to hear what he thought about that set. I'm sure he still thinks about it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Well, that's good. Did you have a good time at the event, or were you just like locked into the fact that you were still playing 15 rounds over 2 days?
I was a little upset at the end of round 1 or day 1 because I had to play more Yu-Gi-Oh. But every time I activated Fallen of White, the dopamine rush hit, and I was happy again.
The solution to being mad about having to play more Yu-Gi-Oh is to simply play more Yu-Gi-Oh, guys.
Exactly. Branded Fusion, High Spirits, Fallen of White, those cards just hit differently.
This man.
And then my next loss, I lost after that to Elf Note White Forest. Really cool deck. I was not expecting it without the newest wave of support that we haven't come across yet. But I did misplay the final game. We had like 6 minutes left going into game 3, so like we were playing really fast. I could have definitely sequenced a little bit better during my turn, like during the main phase. I think like by one little misstep, but that was the part that didn't matter. Was during the end phase, I sent Titaniclad, I summoned Quem, but because I did that, I kind of played into a Fallen and Virtuous that he would draw, and if I just would have summoned Albaz and fused away his guy, because he also destroyed my Mirror Jade, so I end phase wiped his board. If I just summoned the Albaz and fused for Mirror Jade for a because I cycled it back, summoned the Mirror Jade again, and then wiped his board, I would have been in a really good spot. I would have still had my board cleared, but he wouldn't have killed me. But we had like 6 minutes to play the entire game, and we were just going fast. So I'm not really too upset about that, but yeah.
To be fair, I still think it's a skill you should try and cultivate.
True.
But yeah.
True. Yeah, I'm just definitely should, but I'm just not upset about it.
That's fair. Sorry, not to try and make you upset about your losses or anything, but I do think it's.
Yeah, no,
As the guy who
100%.
plays slow, knowing how to play fast is
A little bit.
kind of important. Yeah.
And then my next loss was Yummy. He had a main deck Judgment, Solemn Judgment, game one.
Oh,
That's awesome.
nah,
He had
dude.
what?
And yeah,
That
he was
man-
main decking Solemn Judgment.
That man played a trap card main deck in his hand trap turbo deck.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it went crazy.
Judgment hits all the things that Ash doesn't, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Some of the things
Yeah.
that it does.
That's true. See, you get the coverage.
yep. And then game
That's
2, I went
crazy.
first. I just kind of won. And then game
Yep.
3, I think I Perulied him. He only gave me like one draw. He still ended up on like the entire setup.
So for the viewers at home and definitely not me, what's the Yummy setup now post Herald?
It's Zayla the
He was
Chainbow
playing
Dragon.
Actually, I'm sorry. He was playing Fiendsmith.
I see.
Yummy.
Okay.
Yep. So he ended on like Caesar, Synchro, the surprise, and yeah, like a random name on the
Okay.
board. And he had like 3 cards in hand, 4 cards, I think, actually. No, 3
Yep.
cards, 3 cards.
And then he summoned off of Cupsy and drew into the next the purge.
No, he set 2 more cards, and then he ashed, belled, and I think he nibbed. I can't remember if it was that game or not, but he hit me with like 2 to 3 hand traps, and then his board too. I cleared it except for a back row, and he had the field spell up, and I didn't really have any interaction. I just had set Fallen of Virtuous that I set off of Albion, and then he goes to his turn. The card that he draws is a little Yummy guy. He goes normal summon, make the link 1, and I go Fallen of Virtuous, and then he activates his set Solemn Judgment that he did not
My
activate during my turn.
goat! My goat! That's crazy.
I mean, heads up play by him, but
Yeah,
That's
just to
crazy.
hold the judgment.
yep. He's
That's
like,
crazy.
nah, I got this. I just need a monster. Yeah.
Well, you can't activate judgment because then your guys are so big. If you pay half when you have 8K, it's so different than when you're paying half with 1600. Like
That's true. That is true. I think that is exactly how much I left him with, too.
I was there. I knew. I watched the VOD.
And I think that was it. Yeah.
Well, it sounded like you could have done so much to play around a set judgment turn 3. That's awesome. That's Santolian levels of Yu-Gi-Oh right there.
True.
Ugh. Well, glad
I
to hear
will
you
say-
had fun.
Yeah, a lot of the day 2 people are also really cool. We were just like laughing, joking around,
That's good.
even while we were playing. Pac was also pretty fun to play against. As we were like playing, he was telling about his Fallen of Whites. I think he said he ordered Starlights, but they didn't come in time, so he just bought like secrets for the time being.
He has to use secrets
And-
like a poor person. I get it.
Yo, he was flexing with like all the. I don't think I told anybody this, but like the Starlights and everything.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what Pac does.
You
every
look at-
hand trap he had was common.
That's so goddamn. He's like, yeah, this is my favorite deck. I gotta put all. I can't put the Starlights in this deck. I gotta get all the other extras I have.
This is
Yeah.
on screen now is Rico at the end of that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so blinded.
I will say for this event, I truly wish I was wearing a webcam the entire time, because there's so many games I wish I could watch back and just replay, because I know so many of my games were like some of the games are so gummy and close. It's like I feel like if I made one change in how those games play out, like the entire like game itself changes, which is crazy to think for this format.
And also, Pac, as soon as I normal summoned a Luber, our game 1, he started popping off. He's like, "Let's go! Somebody's playing Brandon." I'm like, "Yeah, best deck."
That's awesome.
That's kind of all that I got. Unless you had any more questions.
No, not that I can really think of. No, it felt good. It seems like it plays into the field well enough. Just can't kind of deal with the unfair stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of branded, from my
Also,
understanding at least.
one thing, the locals before, I did not summon Mirror Jade at all. Like, he's that guy, but I did not summon him at all, and
Yeah.
I did like 3-1 or something. And then at the event, I summoned Mirror Jade like probably maybe 4 times, and I think I lost 3 of those times because I summoned him.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's the cuttable one for the
everyone was saying
second,
that Mirror Jade was their GOAT. Like he was actually just insane. So I'm very surprised I'm surprised that you're saying that.
I'm Mirror Jade's #1 glazer, but he did not. He was not the guy to summon, or anytime I summoned him, it was like very bad game states for me, just because of like their board and how I had a sequence to even get Albaz out to fuse or stuff like that. But yeah, anytime I had to do it, yeah, I kind of lost.
it happens.
All right, we ready for the
All
next
right,
one?
well, thank you guys. Yeah. I am ready to hear about the guy who's the only person whose Twitter thread I read throughout the whole day.
That's because it was the shortest.
You only read Grant's. How could you?
Well, I
So
was just
rude.
scrolling
It was so
Twitter and I
short.
saw his.
It was short. Yeah,
It was the
dog.
only one I had the mental capacity to read. Yeah.
So let me set the stage.
Well, they know. Loyal viewers will know that you've been trying this
I've been
new
trying
Radiant
Radiant.
Typhoon thingamabob.
I really wanted to try something new for this YCS. I was really practicing Radiant Typhoon, and literally everybody and their mother told me, Grant, just play Yummy, it's fine. But my thought process was I didn't want to lose if I get Charmied against Dracotail, because that matchup is already uphill. If you get Charmied, that none of the Yummy interactions Dracotail gives a single shit about. They don't care.
Mhm.
So it's really difficult if you get Charmied. And I knew people were going to be playing somewhere between 3 and 6 Charmies main. So I didn't want to like just put it on God like that. So I decided to play a second deck. But I did post this in the Discord where I said, which way, Western man? And I posted a Sulfur Yummy list, and I posted a Radiant Typhoon list. So I'll say it right now, I should have played Yummy. Big mistake on my end.
Damn. You know,
Yeah, like the week leading up to it was really bad for me for a myriad of reasons I won't get into. And then I get to Richmond and my wife calls me and says our furnace is broken. And like,
oh yeah, that was crazy.
yeah.
Sorry,
Noah was were you supposed to spend the night at my place one of those nights, right? That's what you told me.
Heather, so my weekend was putting live animals and crossing state lines, so that was fun. So I was going to use Grant's place as a halfway house because I knew he wasn't there. I didn't want to like implicate him in that. But then Mia's like, you can't. The furnace is broke.
You probably could have, but like it would have been miserable.
I would have had Heather there. It would have been awesome. No,
So-
you're probably correct.
So the furnace breaks, and Mia calls me about it like Friday evening. And so I'm calling HVAC companies in the area, trying to see if anybody can come take a look. Because remember, this was a holiday weekend because there was President's Day on Monday. So people weren't sure if they were going to be there on Monday, let alone like Tuesday. So I was calling a bunch of different places, and no one was able to help until Monday. So Mia, and like, this normally would not be that big a deal. It would just be cold, but it's winter in Michigan. And also my cat just got spayed. So she is not very good at regulating body temperature right now. So she got a couple of space heaters and was heating the house the old-fashioned way.
Just a fireplace right in front of the TV,
Yeah.
burning your books.
And then after I get home, like I got home yesterday, I woke up this morning and I had a terrible fucking cold. It was horrendous. If you have noticed, I haven't been talking very much. It's because it hurts to talk.
One last little middle finger from Richmond to you.
It really
I guess.
is. And then I started feeling like, apparently there are a couple people who said they got nauseous from the convention center food, and I definitely felt that on like Sunday evening. It was, I think, the worst experience I've ever had at a YCS.
Hell
That's
yeah,
why we
for
don't
the
eat at events.
300th.
See, this is truly the metagame. Don't eat at events.
It's never been an issue before.
Just chew gum the whole time, like you fucking
Yes,
animals. Is that what
every
you should
single
do?
event, baby. Join the posse. I don't know.
Exactly.
So
No,
I play.
Your jaw just hurts so much.
So I played Radiant Typhoon. I went 3-3, so not good by any stretch of the imagination. I was told not to drop because there's a chance I could make day 2, but like let's be honest here. So I dropped after round 6, and then I played. Before we get to the event, I played in a Winamat immediately after with Sulfur Cord Yummy, the list I put on screen a moment ago, and my opponent goes special like Eldab, and I'm like, okay, it's Radiant. I have one hand trap and 4 starters. I'm just gonna hand trap this and see what happens. He then goes, that's good. Or sorry, he specialed Swen, added Vision, specialed Eldam. I impermed it because you used Chant earlier, and I knew if you didn't activate Crozia, then you didn't have Crozia. So I just impermed the Eldam to keep him off Crozia. He said that's good, and then overlaid for Gossip Shadow, and I was like, huh, that's a weird line. Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he drew the trap, or maybe he just has like a bunch of MSTs. And then he normal summoned Volcanic Rimfire. Now I don't know if you know this. That's an FTK.
Oh my god!
So he burned me.
No, I did not know that.
He burned me in my standby phase. So that was awesome. And then we get to the next game. I'm sleeving up. I draw Droplet, Ash, Bell, Imperm, called by, and I'm like, there's no way. But it's an FTK. It's an FTK and it's Radiant. How hand traps are very good into this match. So I set 3 and I pass. And then he starts with some Radiant stuff, just grabbing an MSC to eat my back row. And then he fucking normal summons Cupsy.
My god.
I love this story because it's just the biggest middle finger of the grant ever to have to sit across from your opponent and they go, play through your interactions and go, normal summon Cupsy, and I guarantee this man felt so much rage in his body that second that card hit the board.
It wasn't rage, it was regret. Because this was the universe telling me I should have been playing Cupsy this weekend. So I was like, universe, message received. The Rosemont Regional, I'll be playing Yummy. I promise. I promise. This is the list that I played. It was fine. I don't think there's anything I'd really change. I probably just wouldn't play Radiant again if I had to change anything. I went at 3-3 at deck submission. The reason I want to play Radiant is because I just wanted to try something new because I've played Yummy for the last 8 months, and at some point you got to try a second deck. So I wanted to play something new, and it just didn't go well. So let's be a lesson to you, dear viewer. Never improve, never get better, never try new things. Always just play the same shit you've always played because it's the only thing that will work.
Every time. Yep.
That's not always true. You were glazing this situation so much. You could have played Radiant Yummy. That was an option, and that did well.
I did not want to play Radiant Yummy. Radiant Yummy is like Mitsu Yummy, and not like Sulfa Yummy, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I didn't want to play that version of it. The versions I were really considering was just Sulfa and Fiend's Fifth, and then just Sulfa because I played the Sulfa cards for so long. First match. Okay. Also, the thesis of the day was I'll be fine as long as I don't get FTK'd. So I couldn't see K9, couldn't see Malice, couldn't see literal FTKs like Lunalight. I was like, I'm fine as long as I don't see those all day. First match, Branded. He Christia locks me. This is fine.
Branded best deck. Let's go.
We have outs for Christia main. I've got Fallen of the Virtuous. I got Droplet. I've got a bunch of cards that say draw on it. I will find it eventually. I go Visions to draw. I go MSC Target the Visions to reset the Visions. That way, if I don't draw it, I can try again on his turn. Because he doesn't have lethal, and he has to out the Christia to put up lethal, which means I have a chance to play the game, because I had a Crozia in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I draw, MST it, draw 2 cards, not Droplet, not Fallen Virtuous. Damn. Reset the Visions. I just set 2 more and I pass. I go Visions in his turn. Draw 2. Also not either of those outs. I'm like, okay. So he doesn't kill me. He just beats in with what he's got. He sets 1 and then he passes. And I'm like, all right. This is not good. Draw the top. It is Swen. I'm like, okay. Normal summon Swen. Swen effect to grab Visions. Visions draw 2. And I drew into Droplet. So we got there.
Yep. Perfect.
and then I OTK'd him because I had like 9 cards in my hand or some shit.
Damn, this deck sounds crazy.
And then game 2, he just like messed up. I think he didn't really end on anything. I was very confused.
Interesting. Okay.
And then the next round was branded Draco Tail, and I 2-0'd that in like 5 minutes again. Because that matchup is like the reason to play Radiance, because of how good the branded matchup is. Or branded Draco Tail specifically. Next round, I got FTK'd. I played against VSK9. He won the die roll, so he put up the board. I couldn't crack the board. I went first. I specials Eldam, and then he said, we'll go next. And I was like, okay. And then he just did the same thing again, put up the board. I could not crack the board. Next
I
round.
see. Okay, I was gonna say you should specify. I'm pretty sure you probably cracked all of his things on board.
Yeah,
you
like,
didn't beat
well,
the seven
sorry.
hand.
I cracked the board, but it's like Snake Eyes, where like if you crack the board, you're not going to beat the follow up, and I did not beat the follow up. So next round was Crystron K9, and I was like, all right, unfortunate. This one I did win just because I drew Lava Golem and was able to Lava Golem, Ripper, and Infinity, which was very funny.
Pretty good.
Next round was another VSK9. I just got owned that one too. And so I'm at 3-2 at this point. I'm like, all right, this is not going well, but we are still in it.
I could tell in Grant's Twitter thread at that point, actually, because I think the thread was like, die roll lost. Game 1, lost the die roll. Game 2, something, he didn't draw a hand trap. Game 3, lost the die roll. And
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's one of those days, huh?
Yeah, kind of was. Last round I played was against a Lunalight. Not a Lunalight, sorry. It was against Brandon Draco Tail. I don't know why I said Lunalight. Against Brandon Draco Tail. And I open my hand, I win the die roll, and I see Crozia, Droplet, following the Virtuous, and then the third Droplet. So I'm like, okay, that's not good. We go set 3. I keep the Droplet and Crozia in hand, and I pass. And my opponent goes, thinking end of main. And I was like, what? And he was like, I think I'm going to activate 5 mana. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. He sends like Urgula, Lucius, makes Gulamel. He targets something. I Droplet, send that something to negate the Gulamel. He pops the other Droplet. I have 3 Droplets in the graveyard at this point. And then New Chain, Crozia, and then I proceed to just do the combo. So he actually fucked himself over on that one, which is very funny. Game 2, I'm looking at like 2. I was like Purge. No, it's Fua, Ash, and then I had Phonix, Varoom, and Eldam in hand. And I was like, all right, this is not good. I go Fua in standby. He ashes it. He goes Rahu. I ash it, and then he sets 3 pass. And I'm like, all right, I know Draco Tail. Wait, set 2 and pass. I think he set some amount in pass.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, I know Draco Tail. This man is sitting on 2 trap cards. I just need to play through like a horn. And so I'm looking at my hands like, and I draw off the top and it's Sheena. So I'm like, okay, normal Eldam, grab an MST something. He'll chain it. I'll chain Sheena to bounce the back row. He'll like if it's horn, he'll just bounce the thing back to hand. If not, then it stays on field. I think it's to trigger the 9s in my hand, and I'm like, all right, I'm going off at this point. I normal Eldam. I go effect, and he goes Judgment the normal. I'm like, oh.
Worst case scenario.
That's not good. It's like,
Judgment is our card of the episode, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
Good.
So we go game 3, and I'm going first, and I'm looking at a hand of Megala, Droplet, Fallen of Virtuous, and something else that didn't do anything. I think it was called by. I don't quite remember.
A free Droplet set.
Might have been a hand trap. I don't know. No, you can't activate Droplet unless your opponent has a monster.
Oh, true.
Also, Megala, to trigger Megala, you need to play a Radiant spell or an MST, and I had neither of those. So it was a set like 3 pass angle. And then he just like OTK'd me. So my weekend was not exceptionally good. Did a Winamat. I got second place in another Winamat. I beat 2 Artmage and then got VSK9 again. So if you saw me on Twitter mauling about Raisin, that would be why.
I see. That makes sense.
So, I don't know. Not a great YCS. I'm trying to think about the lessons that I've learned. Lessons learned. Don't change.
Stick to what you know.
Stick to what you know. No, I don't think my prep for this YCS was bad. I just expected Dracotail to be much more dominant than it actually was. I figured it'd be like every other round would be Dracotail, and I guess in fairness it was for me. But I was just not adequately prepared for the Canine matchups. I think this deck can't play a lot of hand traps. I boarded into all of them in my sideboard, which is 13 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 hand traps post board. And it's just not enough against VSK9 most of the time. You just get ran over too easily. And I think that that matchup's like really difficult in general, just because of how strong that deck's engine is, especially going first. I'm trying to think if there was something I could have put in the deck to like better protect against it, but everything I'm looking at in my sideboard, I could put in more hand traps, and it means cutting the Lava Golem so I get run over by Lunalite, cutting like the Shield Bearer so I brick more often, things like that. And I didn't want to play any more hand traps in my main deck because you really want to see the quick play spells of this deck.
Well,
I don't
Mr.
think that.
VSK9,
I also think the
is there
mantra.
Sorry, repeat that.
What
Nick?
now?
Oh, I was just going to ask Nick if he saw anything that immediately stuck out to him.
I was just gonna say the issue is like with the mantra of like a lot of decks this weekend were like, this might be a hot take. I think the Charmies were kind of giga ass across this weekend in general.
Oh yeah, they were
I-
dogs.
It's
Charmies are
crazy
so
to
good.
think, but it's weird because like the Charmies, like when your opponent plays into them, like they're goated. But like the issue is like, and especially a lot of the decks right now, like they can look at you and go, okay, here's a draw or here's 2 draws,
Yeah.
and then end on like a board that it equivalently didn't matter that you charmied them. And there's also massive lose conditions, especially like against Brandon Dragtail. You go Fua, they ash it, and then add back ash. That's like it's like it feels like GG's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Me and Nick and I were talking about not playing Fua in the main deck this weekend, and I think if I were going back, I would probably put that in the side, but I don't know what I would take out of the side. Probably Lava Golem, but that's not going to feel good most of the time. I don't know.
It's weird. It's like it'd be crazy to say that you shouldn't play the Charmies, but it's just like,
Yeah.
generally speaking, I felt like if you just played an actual card that like had like clean interaction, it might have been better. Like if you just played Imperm main, that might have just treated you better overall across the weekend.
That's true. I wouldn't play Imperm just because I need to set 5 at the end of every turn, and if Imperm is one of those 5, that's not good. But I probably would have played Bell or Valor, one of the 2, or maybe Vorner, one of the 3. So yeah, that was my weekend. It was not good, and then I got sick. Shout out the YCS. So I don't know.
YCS Plague.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be playing Yummy for the next event. Probably just locked in on that. I'm trying to figure out what the Sulfa deck list I like. So we'll see what happens. There's a regional in 2 weeks I'm going to. So
Yippee.
yeah, I know.
Why not Radiant Yummy?
I just don't like that. I don't like how that version like plays. So I went to a buddy of ours' locals last night. Yes, I played an entire YCS and then I went to locals the next day.
Based.
I guess I had to pick up some cards and drop up some cards with him, so I just went to his locals. And I played Kamal Crooks' first place list. Spoiler alert, Kamal won Richmond with Radiant Yummy. And it feels like how Mitsu Yummy felt to me. Like, you're just trying to, like, FTK, and, like, that's fine. Not really. Like, I like playing Yummy. They were trying to play, like, a combo deck. I'm trying to play less combo. Like, Silvercord
Would
Yummy
you be
can
interested
really...
in trying like Hani's deck that was just playing Tri Brigade cards and Yummy and not Radiant Typhoon?
That deck could be interesting. I haven't looked at it quite yet. I actually have... I wonder if I still have it open. I have a tab of all the Yummy lists from this weekend that I was just going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
sure if he posted, but he definitely had a feature match. You could maybe kind of get a peek at his list. I mean, at the
Yeah.
time he was like 9-1, so
I imagine, like,
at
once
least
you
it served
see...
him well at the beginning.
I imagine it's probably looks the same as most other theoretical Yummy decks. It's not like... I don't think there's, like, a secret sauce to make Yummy incredible. It's just, like, you just gotta be good and hand trap people.
Yeah, the org has it as a Radiant Yummy deck though, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I know. I've got, like, a bunch of these up right now. And I looked at the lists, and I played Kamal's list yesterday, so... You know. But we're just trying to figure out what the plan is at this point. I suppose speaking of YCS results, we can just go over those now. Oh, also, Noah, you said you were upset because Nick wasn't playing Di-Fi. I also agreed with Nick that Di-Fi is really bad, just because
What?
like there's 2 decks that care about it. It's like Lunalite and Branded, and those are at least one of those decks. It should be one that I'm dogpiling anyway. So why would I play a side card for going first into a matchup I'm already favored in?
That's true. Yeah. Plus Pank
I
outfit.
played against Rahan in round 14 on Radiant Typhoon, and he actually side deck Shifter. Because I got shifted in game 2, and I was like absolutely floored. I still won that game, but it was crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
thought,
kind of crazy.
Yeah, he was playing one engraver in the main deck too, and I'm so glad I held my Ash in game 3. I'm so glad I held my Ash first. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the card.
Garcia?
Requiem.
No, the Link one.
Requiem.
Requiem.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was
Oh.
playing Fiendsmith, but I was just like didn't ask the little guys or the quick play spells, and then all of a sudden he overlaid for Melody, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy value. Let's fucking go. And I just slammed the Ash down like immediately.
I do like that version of Rating where you opt to play the one engraver just because it makes you more flexible. Like if you get hit with Perulia and stuff, which is kind of a nice option.
That's exactly what happened actually, because I Perulia'd him, and that's why I think he went for that line, and that's why I wasn't ashing anything because I wanted him to keep playing, and then that's when I saw the Requiem. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Mr. Engraver. I do not want to see Mr. DDD negate all my hand guy. But yeah, he had an interesting list, and I guess obviously he just decides out the Engraver for the Shifter, and he can.
Makes sense.
Yep. So, looking at the Dortmund results, top 8 was comprised of 5 Dracotail, a VS, a Malice, and a Radiant. It looks like of top 64, there were 14 Dracotails, 7 Radiants, and a bunch less of everything else. This looks about what I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of decks that are unknown in that pool, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
There's still
like-
20 unknowns.
Fire King? Hold on.
Yeah, let me find it real fast. Right here.
Where's
The list
Dinkabooey?
isn't posted, but he's there.
Yeah. So, one Mermail made top 64. That's funny. They are
So
playing.
why are they
I-
calling the branded deck Bestial?
They probably just played Lubellion.
True.
They're playing Lubellion, 2 Sarnier, Mag, and what's the other one?
Baldrick? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, Baldrick. Oh no, maybe
You know
that's
what?
maybe that's the other list.
It might be because they're playing Saphers and they're like, it's a dragon. It's clearly Dragon Link Light.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the cringe 40 version of branded. It's like a whole bunch of 1-card starters, and it looks like he is playing the Etude stuff.
It's safer for Fallen in the white.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Fallen to white, and then once you Fallen to white, you can add it, pitch it, and if you have like branded fusion, you can do like the Albion line that you normally did, and then once you fusion Albion off, or Lubellion off, you get to safer add it back.
That's kind of clean. Not like that. That's like it's not a very interesting way to play Brandon, but like the setup seems good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of the other lists. This Radiant Typhoon that made top 8 was playing the Fiends with cards, like we talked about a moment ago. Malice looks pretty standard. Branded Dracotail. It doesn't look like Spento was all that popular, but
I'm not shocked that we didn't see play or didn't see like that much success in Europe because like you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I mean, at the end of
Europe
the day,
doesn't
we
play
just
the
don't
Wombo
know.
stuff.
We don't know what the conversion rate was for Spenta versus non-Spenta decks. It could just be that, like, nobody's bringing Spenta, except for the people I play against.
Yeah, they all.
It also
they
might
all,
just be the fact it. Go ahead.
They all walk up to Sam and it's like, "Hello, I have Spenta." Then Sam just goes, "Bop."
It's sad, yeah.
Yeah, it also just be the fact that like like the Spenta version might have been the version to win the event, and the branded version is the version to top the event. So like that's the way you look at it. Like a deck that has more power but is less consistent, or like just more awkward setups.
This is the Mermail guy from Europe, right?
Yes, this is that guy.
He's playing the Yummy Trap. Very funny.
What does that card do?
It dumps a Yummy
Ascend,
card
right?
from deck to grave, and then lets you link
Oh,
summon.
return.
Or sorry, those are on the field lets you link summon, and then in the graveyard it lets you send a card from deck to grave.
You can send 2 face-up enemy cards you control the graveyard, including this card. And then you can return 1 card on the field.
Oh, is that what it is? Am I thinking of a different one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm thinking of the continuous spell. That's what it is. Either way, this card,
This
Interesting.
list looks solid. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it looks good. Anything else that's interesting here? Sky Striker, made. I think there were 2 in top
Josh?
32. Yeah, this was Schmidt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joshua Schmidt just
Friend of
cooked
the
people with
pod.
striker.
Was that one bell? That's awesome.
Yeah, just in case you get belled.
That's true.
He's also
I
playing
think it's
cross now, though.
actually for cross out, yeah.
Why? Okay. Well,
That's
I mean,
that's absurd.
sometimes
I'm sorry, Josh.
if you're just good
My
enough
goodness.
at the game, you can make deck building decisions like this.
I guess so.
Yeah. Lunalight. Sam, thoughts? This Lunalight list.
Not enough starters.
Click on
It
it.
sucks. Black Goat?
But yeah, Black Coat saw a little bit of play.
So
on this
I
deck.
think Black Goat. Okay, so my thoughts on Black Goat before the event was it might be tough because Black Goat is like a lot better in a solved format where you kind of know what to expect. Given what I was playing in stall event, like Black Goat calls Zoroa would have been like auto win like in a lot of these matchups, and I have a better idea of what I would call against like some other decks too, perhaps. So I think Black Goat is a card that could make its way back into my deck somewhere. Let's see the rest of this list. I've seen some other people do this too. 3 Fractal seems to be quite popular now because they want to cut. This guy's actually doing the correct thing and playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's actually playing 13 starters. So I'm not going to bitch about that, which is
His
what
deck
most
is
people don't
44
do.
cards though.
Is it? That's okay. I think. Yeah. I mean, he could play one. He could. This deck should be playing Pot of Prosperity because it says add a card from your deck to your hand. But other than that, I think it's fine. There were some lists I thought were weird, but this one is good. I think I also would consider. And he's side decking exactly. He's side decking the burial goods for the extra starters going first, which is good. I don't. Okay. Can someone explain anti-magic arrows to me? Like, do you think this guy just cheated or what? Like,
I
I
think
don't know.
he-
I don't
probably
understand
just-
how this. I don't understand how this card did anything in Moonlight. That card seems horrible. in
I
this
think
deck.
maybe this guy just didn't read the whole card, or his opponent didn't read the whole card, or something. I'm lost. Like,
No idea.
yeah, that's yeah, I don't know. Shout out to this guy. I don't know how the fuck that worked, but I think 3 Fractal is probably going to be standard going forward. Lots of other people were deciding to cut Masquerade and Tinky down. I sided the fuck out of those cards a lot anyway. I mean, Masquerade is probably the best. Masquerade or Fractal are the cards you want to see the most when you go first. So if I did not play 3 Masquerade in the main deck, I would definitely side up to 3. But yeah, I definitely 3 Fractal seems to be the move in MST format, Fallen and Virtuous format for sure. So
Yeah, it seems like
That
not a
seems
great
like good-
idea to be playing continuous spells in MST format.
yeah, I mean they are. Yeah, I understand. Maybe playing. I think realistically, maybe what I would have shifted was maybe side deck a Tinky and then play the 3rd Fractal or something. Like, I think there's a way to maneuver it around, but I think 3 Fractal will be in my list going forward for sure, and to help playing around the MST. Other than that, his extra deck is I don't get the M7. I know that Tom Kleinograbber is telling people to do this. I've never once. I know the line. I've never once wanted to do it. So
It's what?
I don't get it. Otherwise-
Perfume Dancer, and what's the other 6?
it's
Is it just
2
Wolf?
Perfume Dancers. It's
Oh.
literally just 2 Perfume Dancers. I don't like it. So yeah.
All right. Well, this guy's list sucked is the final answer and official.
Yeah, it
statements.
doesn't suck. Speaking of Tom, it looks like he didn't even play Lunalight for this event. I see his name right there. He decided to play Draco Tail
Aw.
instead. So he betrayed us.
All right,
but-
he's on our shit list too.
Oh.
Shout out to this guy playing 3 Lollipop and Cookie. God, what a strong soldier.
Good lord.
Oh, he's doing the Diabell thing. That's very cute.
The version is so bad.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'd have like a 90% win rate against this deck if I played against it.
This version of the deck just gets cooked. You summon Diabells, you go, I'll set 3, go ahead, and it's like, cool, end of main dib, and the deck it's like insta
Anything.
over.
And end of main nib, activate Heavy Poly, activate Ketu, activate Rahu. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Starting your turn with
that's
Zelen seems
good luck.
pretty
Good for
to
this
me.
guy though.
But yeah, that's it for Dortmund. We can go ahead and look at Richmond. First thing we gotta say is shout out to a friend of the pod, Khalil. I don't know where he is. He's right here. He friend
So
of
Khalil.
yeah, he played for hire. Very funny. Sam played against him at a 3v3. Him and I went to like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had an interesting game. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He played extremely well. I'm not surprised that he was top 32. I'll just say
Yeah,
that.
no. Mix looks pretty good. There's a memento.
Listen,
Malice, top
I'm
64.
gonna say this before. No, you're good. I'm gonna say this because Grant gave me a lot of shit about this. A memento will top every single event until the deck gets some level of like hit on that deck. It's just consistently good, and Grant doesn't want to admit it. And the Lord this one got top 8 just to prove my point.
I don't see it in the Dortmund results. All I'm saying.
There are like
there's 22 unknowns. You want to have the discussion in about a week?
Those are all Radiant,
unknown
Tri-Brigade,
is a memento.
Yummy, Fiendsmith, Sulfur K9, actually.
That's what you want to think. If that's what you want to think.
I watched the Memento deck profile, and the two guys who played it, they're on like a group, and they've literally just been playing Memento for like 2 years straight. And I've played against one of them like before, and like they both have multiple YCS tops with it. So I think it's just a matter of like those guys are really good, and that's just the deck they play.
Yeah,
that'd also be true.
Not to say it's bad. It's just like they have this is a deck you have to invest a lot of time into, and they've already paid that fixed cost essentially, and so they're reaping the rewards of it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think it's very funny that we started seeing a lot of decks just playing a Radiant engine, but the Radiant engine they're playing is essentially the same thing they could have played like for a couple formats. It's just funny to me.
And people did that. Like if you look at regional results, Memento was doing a very similar thing, but a lot of the versions that were doing well were like a 60-card brew where you played the version that does the Fiendsmith engine as well as all of this.
I think this one makes sense actually more than some of the other ones I saw, because I played against 2 people playing some amount of Radiant Typhoon cards in Mitsurugi, but in this deck, it seems pretty clean.
Yeah. Yummy Tri-Brigade Fiendsmith 1. No, sorry. Yummy Tri-Brigade Radiant Typhoon 1.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's just a combo deck.
This deck is so ugly. I'm sorry.
This deck is gross.
I'm just looking at this and it's actually disgusting.
It's just beast slop.
I mean, like I saw I don't know if you guys watched the finals, but his hand he drew in the finals was like, it was horrendous. Like he was like 10 cards deep into his deck and didn't have a starter. Like
awesome.
Yeah.
And he just he still won because Vanquish Soul couldn't play past like one Raisin interaction on Raisin. But he had he went through 10 cards and had no starters. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it didn't help that the VS player went for the Holly Suit turn 0 play and they got ashed on Jiaolong search, which means to put himself super far behind.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that was unfortunate. Yeah.
Looking at the rest of it, there was pretty much just.
Oh, was Wilfredo playing the exact same deck? Sorry.
He was playing the same deck, yeah.
That entire. No, looks like
it's a little different.
Playing.
He's playing Perfume Dancer. Oh no.
My boy Carl.
I see. He's playing.
Oh, that's incredibly funny. Is he playing Bucephalus? Yeah.
Bucephalus, yeah.
That's incredibly. For the viewers at home that don't know, if you make Mauser send Bucephalus effect can send the Perfume Dancer, and that will add a Liger.
In attack position.
That is correct. Lord help you if you summon in defense.
Did you summon all your Ligers in defense mode all day?
Not yesterday because I didn't play against any of the Tri-Brigade variants, but I did know about this. So if I saw it, I would have. Yeah. And I did put it on no one play Ultimate Slayer. I did not. That was true. Yeah. So if I were to get Ultimate Slayer, they would have got me.
Everything else. There's a White Forest Elf Note that made it. Sure.
We're at hour 2. Yeah, this deck's awesome.
This deck's kind of cool. Main deck evenly feels a little weird, but it makes sense.
I mean, it's
that's the guy that I played against.
What's the bridge, I guess, between these two?
Probably make the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go 6 into the Ruche Lago to search Tails.
Oh, is there a clean? I don't know anything about the Elf Note cards. They just kind of clean.
Yeah, they can level and manipulate.
Okay.
Gotcha. I think you can make a 6.
Can
but
you
it's
go
kinda
the other
awkward.
way or no? Or is it meant to like start more with the elf note stuff?
You
looks
can
like there's-
go.
it looks like
I
they're
don't
starting
think
with
there's a
elf notes.
bridge from White Forest to Elf Note.
Ooh, patron?
What?
Interesting. Okay.
What?
2 power patron.
Oh,
2 power patron. Interesting.
yeah.
That doesn't seem like a card you'd particularly want to me.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's playing
I don't
Sylvie and
know.
Russia.
You need to play-
And
you need to play this for the
Esteller.
engine.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but it like is a one of.
Oh, and he's not playing the other Diabell. Oh wait, never mind. I'm blind. Never mind. I think, yeah, the curse was. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never mind.
it's around.
And then there's one.
Well, guys,
elf
after
note-
300 YCSs, how are we feeling about this game?
It's
Good.
fine.
I can activate Fallen White.
I think this format's better than I think people are going to give it credit for. I think this format's not that bad.
I think this
And
format
once
is
heroes
good.
are out, it gets perfect.
I think. Oh, it's like a 6 out of 10. It could rise over time, I guess, for me. I don't
If
know.
you go back to playing Yummy,
Catch me at the next.
There's like a few. There's like a couple decks I don't want. I don't like Malice or Vanquish Soul, but I think every format is going to have decks you don't want to play against. So
Yeah, those are the only decks that, in my opinion, are obnoxious. Everything else seems fine.
yeah.
Oh, the Radiant
so-
Yummy list will be getting on my nerves eventually. Hasn't hit there yet, but it will happen.
But that deck is a meta call for sure. Like, I mean, if people were to play Nibiru, that deck could just literally explode.
Yeah, I think Nibiru needs to be like a sideboard card right now, just for all those shenanigans.
Yeah.
A cool
We just have to go back to
made it.
cards that wouldn't beat it. Yeah, that's really impressive for sure.
I think Jerry Woods might be the greatest gamer to ever do it. How'd
He
you
might
top
be,
with Cool Tune?
honestly. He playing 2 Ghost Ogre in the main deck too.
whoop, my goat.
This dude brought like an actual Genesis deck.
He's
kind
even
of
building it
amazing.
like
We
Jerry. He's
all-
playing
we
3
all suck at
JJ
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Cool
guys.
Tune. He's
Yeah,
playing
we
3
all
of the
suck at
field
Yu-Gi-Oh,
spells.
guys.
I
Yeah.
think this guy's just incredible.
Yeah, that guy is way better than all of us. That's for damn sure.
And then the last one is Guadalajara. So this one was the one that, according to him, Triff was supposed to win. It was won by.
I go Andre Torres
Yeah.
with the
Where is he?
Destia.
Was he playing a deck
yeah.
like yours? I guess
Wait.
you could click on it.
Very similar to Rico's.
Oh, he had the
He was
nibs,
playing
I
the
guess.
Spriggan kit.
This looks almost the exact same. What's the Spriggan's kit for in this?
So when you go second, when you activate Branded Fusion, you send it and OG Albaz, and then you make Albion like 1, kit 2, so you can chain block it, and then you summon OG Albaz, you fuse, you make a fusion, and then you put pressure by 2 ways to break their board.
But if that card like actually doesn't do anything when you go first.
It makes Branded Fusion better, but you're still like fusion locked, but you get to like have more setups on your opponent's turn because you send Fallen of White and it if you want to do the Albion line. But it's mainly for going second, but it's all right to like use as like a discard for your opponent's turn when you're going first. So then you can revive something.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm trying to look for other interesting things that happened. Yummy Fiendsmith got second place. We don't have the list yet, but Fiendsmith Radiant made it.
Another
There was a
Mermail. My
Mermail that we
goodness.
don't see the list for yet. Yeah, that's all we got.
But no, it's
It's pretty much
somewhat
exactly what we
interesting.
expected, right? I think
Yeah.
really probably the big surprise was Malice. As disgusting as it is to say.
Yeah, I expected.
But I think I'll. Good.
I expected K9 to not be as good as it was, just because of the Crystron list got Jokelhid and like VS, like a lot of its power going second is.
I mean, there are no
concentrated.
Cristrons, right? Like, there's none.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
none of those made it.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I didn't expect Vanquish Soul to be as good as it was.
Again, I think this is a point that I think people have undersold. I think even without the K9 cards, the VS setup is enough to win games. Even if like people decide to not do the degenerate setups, the deck has the ability to play. Like if it just does the play where it makes rock, 2 dudes, set a trap card, and then has Holly's 2 and all that interaction in hand, it's gonna say go ahead. And like if you can't beat that setup, like it feels like the deck is pretty good. And I think a lot of the decks right now, generically speaking, don't have any good answer for the interactions in hand. Especially with the branded Dragotail deck, it'll set up even if it cracks your board and doesn't kill you. VS can very much crack through that board during the end phase, like during the end of the main. So I don't know. I also think a lot of people talked about this if you watch deck profiles online about Malice. Malice might have been more of a meta call here, just solely in the fact that at this event, people didn't know if you should be playing cards like Nib and things of the sorts to beat high level combo decks. And because of that, if all you're doing is charming them, they're gonna be like, cool, I'll give you any number of cards. If I put on my full board, you're not winning. So
Yeah. The third imperm really doesn't have that much impact.
Well, I think I mean, maybe that's what it does with Malice, but in my experience playing against this deck, I've had like a negative experience like slamming the Charmies down, and like I know that maybe some people like maybe they have like 9-10 card hands and they can't beat like their setup, like their 75% setup or whatever they go for, but like a lot of times I swear it's just like you hit them with these cards and it's just like, okay, go ahead, here's Mistaken Arrest, okay, you activate a card, here's Retaliating Sea, like, oh yeah, the Dominus Impulse. It's like, they side into like 25 non-engine cards and they get to play all the best ones in Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's like, it feels like a card, like the Charmies, sometimes they don't work against a strategy like that. It's just, the deck's just broken. I'm sorry, the deck is just broken because it's a deck that when it fully combos, it sets up infinite interactions, but then it just gets to play all the best staples in the game too. So like if it can win the low to the ground games just as well as anything else. So like it just bricks. Like that's it. Yeah. That's the only weakness. That's literally the only weakness.
It bricks on Di-Fi, Impulse, Ash.
Yeah, no.
And then
this deck can't
Malice
be
Trap that they can use as follow up.
It's actually an unwinnable matchup for Lunalight. Like I say, I could win a regional. That's dependent on me not playing this deck. I don't think I could beat this deck. Like unless my opponent is an absolute bows.
All right, so the big message is put Lancia back in your sides. It's never ending.
The guy who won Dortmund was siding Lancia. So
my goat.
I was playing Nib before. I was playing Nib even in Lunalight before because it checked some yummy stuff too. I mean, you know, it's a card you could consider playing again, even in a deck like Lunalight. I mean, I was playing Nib before. I could see myself trying it again. So we'll see.
With that, do we have anything else you want to mention before we sign off? All right.
I think I'm good too.
Next week, we're going to be talking about the Genesis Proto YCS, so be sure to tune that in. Tune in when we do that.
We get Chris for that?
Chris and another very special guest, who I will not spoil quite yet.
Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Can we get the Sea Man?
The
sea
what?
Dude,
the
sea
dog?
Guy? Sea Guy?
What?
The idea was the never mind. Bit failed. I'm sorry.
I know what you were going for.
Is that Chris?
Thank you. Yeah. Just giving him a moniker after I already gave away his name.
Oh yeah. No, we got the sea dog. You know what? I'll say this guest will be here next week. That's all I'll say.
All right. And that was the main. Wait, you do the outro.
All right. That was main. We don't have. Bye.
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 See you guys.
That was really good. I think really professional.
I don't